Hi. Hi. It's Honeybee Henderson with Wake Up Wednesdays, and I feel very inspired today to share with you all because I've been talking to a lot of people that are going through quite a bit. It seems like the energies have now turned and are really encouraging us to go within and to seek inside what is creating your reality. And hi, ladies. I don't know why I can't see the comments on the side anymore, which kind of bums me out, but technology, so what? I woke up this morning feeling inspired to share about the need for going within and investigating. Oh, thanks, Helen. I can see you. Hello. And really investigating what's going on inside of you. We need to take time out of our daily habits and daily patterns and put a pause on everything and check inward. So when things are coming up for us in the outside world and they're giving us moments of being triggered or feeling frustrated, it's a sign for us to look within. And oftentimes we don't go within, and instead we go to our desires. We go to sugar, we go to sex, we go to television, we go to busying ourselves and our minds so that we can forget what's going on inside of our inner world. And that's okay until it's not. That's okay until the outside world is loud enough that gets us to really stop and look within. So I want to encourage us today to take the time and look inside and slow your life down, simplify things. You don't have to say yes to everything. You don't have to go to every engagement that you're invited to or to show up in the ways that you used to. These are strong times and they call for strong action. And that strong action comes from a place inside of you that starts from your will, that starts here in your solar plexus. So oftentimes when people are working through difficult moments in their life, difficult periods, I will prescribe things to strengthen the solar plexus. Strong breath work works, also doing sit-ups. So daily, right now, I'm in a process working on the foundation, the silver triangle, as we call it in Kundalini, the first 3 chakras. So working on the strength of my ground, the strength of my flexibility and sensuality, the strength of my will, so that I can then open up to these upper levels that are for me a little bit easier. It's easier for me to connect to the spirit realms than it is to connect to my humanness. But they're both necessary. Both the high altitudes that we get are important, and the practical everyday, what it is to be human, is important too. So I wrote notes. That's so cool, right? Today I have notes. I feel very called to share with you all because it's important for us to track inside of ourselves and not distract. Maybe that should be the title of this, track yourself instead of distract yourself. In the Shipibo lineage, which I studied for many years, they put the initiates, like in many other traditions, on a specific fast or diet. And the fast takes away all of the desires from life. It takes away the outside world so that you really go inside in the Shipibo way. If you're in the jungle studying, you go inside and you live in solitude and you just sit with your feelings and you sit with yourself and you don't allow yourself to connect to the outside world. You just go inward and see what's going on. And I feel like this is something that in today's life we're not used to doing. We're not used to sitting with our feelings. And even some of my beloveds that are on the medicine path are also using these ceremonies as a distraction. And this part makes my heart break, because these medicines and these plants are teachers for us, but they are teaching us how to live and the necessity of integrating these lessons in our everyday life. And if we keep running from ceremony to ceremony and looking outside of us for answers, we're still distracting ourselves from what is inside of us all the time. So we really need to work on stop giving into these desires. So for me, if I have an inclination to, let's say, binge watch television when I'm feeling down, while binge watching is not necessarily a bad thing, there is a moment that comes for all of us that we have to stop distracting ourselves from the outside. Many people are using sex as distraction. So I'm watching this also for different friends that are like, oh, well, fuck it, I'm just going to go out on this date with somebody, or I'm just going to go out on Tinder and, blah, blah, blah. But it's really, what am I seeking inside of myself that I'm looking outside for? Like, what am I really seeking inside of myself? That should be our question. These are difficult times right now, and difficult times ask for us to be the warriors of light that we are. We all have inside of us what we need. We all have inside of us the strength and the capacity to move through the different levels of initiation that we're each going through. And we're each going through a lot. I mean, I know for sure I've spoken to about 5 people in the last couple of days in council, and it's a lot. The telenovelas are getting much more dramatic, and the sensationalism of life is very interesting, and it can really hook us in. And the invitation again is to stop buying into these telenovelas that we have created and start seeking inside what it is that needs healing, what it is inside of us that needs our attention. This just fell off of for all of us. So go into your heart. Stop buying into the drama. And, on the other side, on the opposite side, please stop buying into the sensationalism that happens when you connect to spirit. Because sometimes I hear from people, I had this ceremony and I was connected to the wisdom and the consciousness of the cosmos, and it came into me, and okay, wonderful, and stay present. So these things are access portals for us, but they're not everything. And these different access portals give us way to expand our consciousness while we're in human form. So as much as we can see in these outer realms of consciousness, we can also see within ourselves. So slow down. And sometimes the magic happens in the very ordinary moments of life. Sometimes the magic happens when a leaf blows off to remind us all that everything we need is inside of our hearts. Do you see the magic in that? Can you just be still and respect, wow, okay, so something is working for me. Now, when we track, we must investigate and look within. And when we investigate, then we have the opportunity to heal ourselves. And the healing comes in a compassionate way, it comes in a forgiving way, it comes in a place of resolution where we can actually let it rest. And we can then move forward into the next moment, not carrying the baggage from the past. So problems won't just disappear magically once there's an awareness. But once we have the awareness, then the next time the similar problem arises, we have more of a perspective, a broader perspective on how to handle it. So if you're dealing with an issue that keeps recurring in your life, give yourself time to track it, to investigate it, to work with it, to heal it. Yes, of course, we look for and we receive spontaneous healings. Yes, this is absolutely possible. And if, for many of us, these problems continue to arise in our lives, please start to look at them with the new level of perspective that you have from doing the inner work of tracking, investigating, healing, and integrating. And at some point, these levels of problems will then start to minimize themselves, and your new way of being will emerge and will evolve. So I wanted to just offer this because it seems like people are going through a lot, and it's really important for us to go into our hearts and to find our own way. Not everyone, not everyone has the same path. So what works for you may not work for someone else, and different aspects of different threads of different lineages might be woven together in a very unique way for you to digest, for you to understand. Be gentle with yourself as you move through your process, as you move through these moments that seem challenging, and get your sit-ups going. When you're finding yourself in a challenge or in a struggle, do something that helps you strengthen in the body, because when we feel strong in our body, then we can feel strong in our spirit, and everything is interconnected. So make sure that you stay soft and go in and go deep. Go deep in, get curious with yourself, get curious with what makes you you, and don't identify with it. Again, we take the seat of the observer and watch. Watch as you're tracking, watch as you're investigating, watch as you're healing, and then allow yourself to integrate. Okay, I hope this was helpful today. I'm sending you all of my love from Mexico, todo mi amor de mi corazón, de este país, de todos los países del mundo. Y te quiero. And if you need help, let me know. Let others know. Let us know so that we can point you in the right direction of going within. But give yourself a break to get off some of these desires. And really, that's why I like to do these 40-day processes that I take people through, these shamanic dietas, where you strip yourself dry of all of the desires and you track it. You track it with diligence and you track it with love, so that you can move into a place of healing and you can integrate. Okay, I hope this was helpful. If you feel like it, share this video with your friends and ask questions below, and I'm happy to answer anything you got. Tienen un buen día. Namaste.